Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar today. I'm Trask Howard, Senior Gallery and Exhibitions Manager of Japan House Los Angeles. Today, we are delighted to have two special guests for our second webinar as part of our exhibition, Life Cycles, a Bamboo Exploration with Tanabe Chikuunsai IV. Fourth generation bamboo artist Tanabe Chikuunsai IV and Mr. Akihito Kanasaki, third generation chairman and owner of the Kanasaki Chikuzaiten, or Kanasaki Bamboo Store in Hidaka, Wakayama Prefecture, will be joining us today. Today's webinar artist Tanabe Chikuunsai IV will introduce the background and concepts within his current installation at Japan House Los Angeles, and Mr. Kanasaki, current chairman and owner of the Kanasaki Chikuzaiten, will join Chikuunsai to introduce the history of Kanasaki Bamboo Store's work managing and processing Japanese black bamboo and discuss the current challenges his company faces as Japanese black bamboo forests are endangered and diminishing rapidly. Then together, our guests will share how the symbiotic relationship between the bamboo woodsman and the bamboo artist, in their case, now in their second generation, can help create new outlets and demand for black bamboo and sustain the disappearing black bamboo forests in Japan. But before we meet our guests, I'd like to introduce President of Japan House Los Angeles, Yuko Kaifu, who will say a few words of welcome.
Thank you, Trust. Hello, everyone. I wish to welcome you all to our special webinar today. I'm sure some of you must have seen our current exhibition, Life Cycles, a Bamboo Exploration with Tanabe Chikuunsai IV, which introduces the lineage, artwork, and connection to nature that come together to make Chikuunsai-san such a fascinating and one-of-the-kind artist. Bamboo is central to Chikuunsai's art, from his small-scale flower baskets and sculptures, the techniques of which have been passed down from generation to generation, to his massive installations that he started to make back in 2011 or so. He weaves together hundreds and sometimes thousands of slender strips of bamboo cut from bamboo harvested from forests that are dwindling in number and size due to the shrinking demand for bamboo in modern daily life. As a matter of fact, for this current bamboo exhibition, the picture of which you can see in my background, he used more than 1,000 bamboo trees, or more than 11,000 bamboo strips that are made from those bamboo trees. So it's very massive. And he also reuses 90% of the strips after this exhibition comes to an end in January next year. And 10% of them will be replenished, and we'll be using new bamboo strips. So it's about recycling, it's about sustainability as well. In order to source a continuous supply of the material, Chikuunsai has nurtured strong, mutually supportive relationships with the people who care for the bamboo, just like Mr. Kanasaki. With this magnificent bamboo installation at Japan House and through this webinar today, we hope our guests reflect on how utilizing these beautiful materials is beneficial and important for the health of the forest and those who depend on these forests for their livelihood. The symbiotic relationship between artists and woodsman is also key to ensuring the continuation of this long-standing artisanal bamboo culture in Japan. For those of you who had to miss Chikuunsai's in-person artist talk while he was here in Los Angeles this past July when we opened the exhibition to the public, we're so happy to be able to offer another opportunity to you to be able to experience his wonderful insight and presentation. And today we're even luckier and fortunate to be joined by Mr. Kanasaki, Chikuunsai's sole supplier of black bamboo. It will be such an informative and enriching experience for all of us. So without further ado, I will hand it back to Trust, who is going to introduce our speakers. I hope you enjoy the program. Back to you, Trust.
Thank you, Yuko. Now, allow me to introduce our speakers and translators for this evening. Translator is David Neptune. Thank you, David. Tanabe Chikuunsai IV was born Tanabe Takeo in 1973. Like his father, Tanabe Chikuunsai III, he attended Osaka Koge High School, an art high school, and earned a degree in sculpture from Tokyo University of the Arts. As a young artist under the name Shochiku III, or Little Bamboo, he continued the tradition of making bamboo baskets and small-scale sculptures, but he also began collaborating with other artists in other media. In 2011, he started creating large-scale dramatic immersive installations like you see behind me and here at Japan House that evoke the bamboo forest from which he sources his materials. In 2017, 3 years after the passing of his father, he was given the name Chikuunsai IV, Master of the Bamboo Cloud, and has continued his installations around the globe. And also joining us, Mr. Akihito Kanasaki is the third generation in his family to manage and own Kanasaki Chikuzaiten, which has been in business for over 110 years, preserving the Black bamboo culture of the Kishu region in present-day Wakayama Prefecture. They are the only workshop remaining in Japan processing and selling natural Japanese black bamboo, or kurochiku, to artists fabricating black bamboo products for the public and the sole source of Chikuunsai's black bamboo. Mr. Kanasaki is currently working with his son with the intention of handing over the management of the company and with it the responsibility of sustaining Japan's black bamboo groves for future generations. Chikuunsai sensei, thank you very much for joining us today. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu.
はい。では、改めまして、4代田辺千君斎です。どうぞよろしくお願いします。
Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Tanabe Chikuunsai, and thank you for having me.
今日はですね、私のちょっと活動とですね、そして現在行われているジャパンハウスでのインスタレーション、そして、この今大きく問題になっているこの竹林の問題ですね、その竹林の問題とアート活動っていうことについて、金崎さんとこの後、お話ししたいと思っています。
So I'd like to share with you all today a little bit of what I do as an artist, as well as the installation at Japan House that is currently ongoing. And of course, I'd like to speak with you about the bamboo forest and the issues that surround that sort of environmental factor as well. So let's get right into it.
それではですね、ちょっとスライドを見ながら話したいと思います。
So I'll be speaking while I'm looking at the slides.
この私は代々竹工芸を営む家に生まれました。私のひいおじさんである初代竹雲斎が竹を始めたのが今から120年前です。
So 120 years ago was when my family first started this bamboo art form. So it's really, bamboo has been in my family for a very long time.
そして、祖父、父、私と、代々この竹雲斎という名前とともに、その技術と精神を受け継いでいっています。
It was through my grandfather and then down to my father and then to me that I was able to sort of inherit the techniques as well as art form and continue to pass this along.
その中で私は代々受け継ぐこの伝統的な技法というものを学ぶということが私の大きな一つのアート活動であります。
And so to learn these traditional techniques is really, or is my focus in a lot of my artistic endeavors.
それをまた次の世代に受け継いでいく、伝承していくっていうことが私のこの、大きな責任の一つでもあります。
And I believe that it's my responsibility to pass on these techniques on to the next generation.
そしてもう一つの活動としては、現在ジャパンハウスロサンゼルスでも展示しています、このインスタレーションです。
And another part of my artistic activity is installations like you see at the Japan House exhibit as well.
これはですね、伝統技法を使いながらですね、非常に巨大な作品を作っていく。その中でボンドとか接着剤というものを一切使用せずですね、編むだけでこれぐらいの大きさの作品というものを作っています。
So I use a traditional technique to create these very large-scale installations. There's no glue involved in the process. It's just the weave that is used in order to create these structures.
現在世界で展示している作品を少しご紹介したいと思います。
And I'd like to introduce some of the pieces that are installed around the world.
これはバルセロナの、ロエベの店舗内で作っているインスタレーションです。
And this is in Barcelona, in Loewe.
今現在、竹というのは山が荒廃してしまって、山が死んでいっている状況です。
And speaking to the bamboo forest, a lot of the mountains in Japan, the bamboo forests in Japan are, I guess you could say, derelict. They're in poor condition.
その中で、このインスタレーションを世界中に作ることで、もうインスタレーションというのは、だいたい1万本以上の竹を使用するので、このインスタレーションを世界中に作ることで、竹林を再生できないかという、そういうプロジェクトを今しています。
And so part of what I do is to help these bamboo forests to also use the bamboo so that we clean up the forest in the process. So for one exhibition, we use about 10,000 pieces of bamboo. So that's a big part of what we do as well.
この作品はですね、銀座の、東京のグッチの店舗内で作っているものです。
And this one, as you can see, is in a Gucci store in Tokyo, inside the store.
これは1階からこの2階までこの螺旋階段の中を、インスタレーション、作品が通ってですね、天井まで編んでいます。
And this piece goes all the way from the first floor, and at the center of the spiral staircase goes all the way up to the ceiling on the second floor.
この3つの筒で構成されているんですけども、この3つはですね、自然と人とアートというものを表現しています。
And as you can see, there are 3 cylinders that twist as they rise up into the ceiling, and they each represent something. One is nature, one is people, and one represents art.
この自然と、人とアートが、重なり合って一つになって未来を作るんじゃないか。これはこのロサンゼルスの、インスタレーションも同じような表現をしています。
So I believe that nature, people, and art can come together to create the future. And that's also an idea that is represented well in the piece in Japan House currently as well.
それではですね、ジャパンハウスの、インスタレーションの制作ビデオがありますので、それを見ながら今回の展覧会のお話をさせていただきたいと思います。
And now I'd like to share a video of the making of the Japan House exhibit, and I will speak to you about that as we watch the video.
はい、今回はですね、ジャパンハウスのサブギャラリーからメインギャラリーまで、この47メートルの中で、インスタレーションというものを作りました。
So this time we went all the way from the sub-gallery into the main gallery. So it was an area of 47 meters that we created an exhibit in.
この入り口はですね、ブラックホールという宇宙にあるすべてをこう消滅させてしまうっていうテーマで作っています。
And the entrance that you just saw, that you're seeing here, is the idea of the black hole. It's the thing that absorbs everything and destroys everything.
そのブラックホールの向こうはですね、ワームホールという、トンネルでつながっていまして、その向こう側には今度はすべてを生み出すホワイトホールっていう、そういうものがあるという、そういうテーマで作っています。
And beyond the black hole is, as you can see, these wormholes that lead to what's called a white hole, which is the place where all things, all matter is birthed.
この輪廻、生み出すもの、そして消滅するもの、その輪廻を繰り返して、この循環が続いていくっていう、そういうテーマでこのインスタレーションは作られています。
So this installation is created with the idea of cycles of death and rebirth, so that through those cycles, then this existence can be created.
この入り口を今作っている映像ですけども、この入り口はですね、ハートの形をしていて、心臓を表しています。
And this is a visual of the entrance that we're creating now. And this represents, it's in the shape of a heart, which represents the physical heart.
心臓が原動力になって、そのエネルギーの循環のスタートですね。
And it is the beginning of the circulation of energy. It is the core from which we gain our energy.
これのインスタレーションは私一人で作るのではなくて、今回は4人の弟子と17日間かけて作りました。
So I can't do all of this alone. So I had 4 of my apprentices work with me, and we spent 17 days creating this installation.
これはですね、いつも構想曲に例えるんですけども、みんながそれぞれいい音色を出しながら、私が指揮をしてですね、一つの曲を作ると。みんなの音を聞きながら一つのハーモニーを奏でる。そういうテーマで、みんなで作っています。
And I think very much of this process like music, where it's like a symphony, and each person is a musician who plays a certain role, and I am the conductor, sort of creating the piece with the musicians.
今回ですね、この中央部が、崩壊している状況で、作っているんですけども、それが一つの大きなテーマになっています。
So as you could see in the previous shot, the center of the cylinder is not quite completed. And so that's also part of the theme of this exhibit as well.
今、循環が長く自然と人の循環が存在してたんですけども、今この時代にですね、その循環がうまくいっていないということを、このインスタレーションの中央部で表現しています。
I wanted to express the relationship between nature and people, which has not been a very smooth cycle, and there is kind of a broken cycle. And so that's what's being represented by the center section that is not completely stuck together.
この過去から現在、未来へ人と自然が循環していくということが今回のインスタレーションのテーマです。
So people and nature going from the past, present, and into the future, that sort of connection and cycle is the theme of this exhibit.
この今ちょうど映っているところが崩壊しているところですね。
This is the part here that is not completely connected.
今回ですね、この後、竹林の金崎さんのお話を聞いてですね、竹林が今どういう状況であるかを知っていただきたいと思います。
I look forward to having you hear a little bit more about the bamboo forests from our guest, Mr. Kanasaki, in a moment as well.
そしてですね、その後、この未来に向けてですね、この循環、長く自然と人が共存してきた循環というものを、未来にどうつなげていったらいいかということを、金崎さんと一緒にですね、お話できたらというふうに思っています。
And after that, I'd love to continue the conversation between myself and Mr. Kanasaki about the connection of people, humanity, and nature, and how we can improve that cycle.
これで私のプレゼンテーションを一旦終わりたいと思います。
And that's all I have to share with you for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Chikuuzai Sensei, for that insightful look at your work and installation at Japan House, Los Angeles. We look forward to our conversation later and having you back after our presentation with Mr. Kanasaki. And with that, I'd like to invite Mr. Kanasaki to begin his presentation. Thank you for joining us today from Wakayama in Japan. Mr. Kanasaki, good morning.
はじめまして、日本で黒竹という天然素材を扱っています、金崎竹大店の金崎昭人と言います。本日はどうぞよろしくお願いしておきます。
Hello, everyone. Very nice to meet you. My name is Akihito Kanasaki, and I have a bamboo store called Kanasaki Chikuzaiten, or Kanasaki Bamboo Store, and we deal specifically with black bamboo.
So, Kanasaki-san, let's start your presentation. Can you please share with us some of the history of Kanasaki Chikuzaiten and your relationship with Chikuunsai?
はい。弊社は創業115年の歴史を持つ日本国内で、また世界で唯一の黒竹を扱う専門店です。
So we have been around for 115 years since founding our company, and we are the only company in the world to be handling this kind of bamboo called black bamboo.
弊社の扱っている黒竹は、熟練をした職人が一本一本異なる材料を卓越した技術で仕上げています。
So each piece of black bamboo is handled with utmost care by our seasoned craftsmen to create some of the best pieces of bamboo in Japan.
竹の特性を見極め、炙り時間などを調整しながら最高品質のものに仕上げています。
So really taking the characteristics of bamboo into account and adjusting the amount of time that we sear or dry the bamboo, we create the best quality that's possible.
4代目田辺先生との関係を申し上げますと、2代目田辺先生の時から黒竹を納品させていただいています。現在も変わらずお取引をいただいています。
And speaking to Mr. Tanabe, he is 4th generation, and we have been in touch with his family since the 2nd generation Chikuunsai, and we continue now to provide black bamboo to him as well.
4代目田辺先生は、私どもの取り扱う黒竹の存続のことや、安定した供給に対して協力体制をとっていただいています。
So our 4th generation, Mr. Tanabe, is very concerned also with the sustainability of this black bamboo. So we are actively working together to make sure that this bamboo continues to exist.
I think later we will talk a little bit with Tanabe Sensei about how you work together to keep kurotake alive there in Japan. As I'd like to move on to the beauty and the use of bamboo, and what are some of the primary products that you make at Kanasaki Chikuzaiten with the black bamboo?
写真の方を準備いたしましたので、それを見ながら説明をさせていただきます。
Great. I have some photos I'd like to share as I explain just that.
この写真は、和歌山県の高野山にある恵光院というお寺の宿坊に施工された竹垣です。
So this is a photograph of a bamboo fence in a temple in Koyasan of Wakayama Prefecture called Eko-in.
この写真は日本の住宅の洗面所の壁に、設置された黒竹の装飾です。日本では天井、壁などに内装建材として幅広く使用されています。竹のある暮らしということで、私どもも推奨させていただいています。
This is a photograph of a sink outside of a restroom in a residence in Japan. We recommend using bamboo for the roof or the wall of, rather the ceiling or a wall of houses as decoration so that you can quote unquote live with bamboo.
この写真は茶道の道具で茶筅という商品です。お客様をおもてなしする際、お茶を立てるときに使用します。
So this is a tea whisk used in tea ceremony in Japan. And this is what you use to stir up the tea and whisk it for your customers.
この写真は持ち手のところに黒竹を使った竹ぼうきです。とても長い期間使用可能で、日本の多くの家庭で使われています。
So this is a broom that uses the black bamboo for the handle. And this broom lasts a very long time and is used by many people in Japan.
この写真は黒竹の表皮を使用したお箸です。とても軽くて先を細くしているために小さいものや麺類がとてもつかみやすい商品です。
So this is a black bamboo pair of chopsticks that uses the surface part of the bamboo, which allows you to see the beautiful pattern of the black bamboo. And because it has very narrowed tips, it's very good for picking up small things or having noodles.
この写真は黒竹のボールペンです。一本一本模様が違うことで同じものはなく、世界で一つのオンリーワン商品であります。弊社の新商品であり、長く使っていただくほど光沢が出てきて、ギフトとして高い評価をいただいています。
And so this is a ballpoint pen which utilizes the black bamboo, and each piece is completely unique, as is each piece of black bamboo. And this is a new product that we're handling. And what's great about this is the longer you use it, the more flavor, the more patterning comes out on the pen.
And that is one thing that I've noticed about the black bamboo. It's not totally black. It has a very nice pattern or modeling in it. And as you can see over my left shoulder, Tanabe Chikuunsai Sensei uses black bamboo in his installation. The darker portion there is all black bamboo in his installation that's come from Kanasaki Chikuzaiten there in Wakayama, and also Kochi Prefecture. And to that point, where can we see black bamboo in Japan? I'm looking forward to going back to Japan very soon, and I'd very much like to go into the countryside and look at some of the bamboo forests. Can you introduce where do you harvest this bamboo?
このマップの方は、日本の生産地の、マップであります。日本で黒竹の生産地として昔は6カ所ほどありました。現在は和歌山県の日高町と高知県の2カ所となっています。
So this is a map of where black bamboo is produced currently, and there used to be 6 different places in Japan, but now there are only 2, Hidakacho in Wakayama and in Kochi.
マップで説明をしますと、右側の赤い印が和歌山県日高町です。左側の赤い印が高知県となります。
So the one on the right is Wakayama Prefecture, the Hidakacho of Wakayama, and then on the left is Kochi Prefecture.
黒竹は中国が原産国なのですが、なぜ日本に渡ってきたのかは文献等が残っていないので不明です。
Black bamboo came from China originally, but why it came to Japan and how, there's no documentation, so we don't know.
2カ所の生産地の黒竹はそれぞれ特徴があります。その一つに、和歌山県日高町の黒竹は太さが10ミリから20ミリの太さであり、高知県の黒竹は20ミリから50ミリの太さの違いがあります。
And each of these 2 areas has sort of a slightly different characteristic of black bamboo. The Wakayama Prefecture variety is about 10 to 20 millimeters thick, while the Kochi Prefecture version is 20 to 50 millimeters thick.
いずれの多くも、日本庭園の材料として、また内装建材として使用されています。
And both are used as the decorative elements in Japanese gardens.
はい、この写真は竹やぶの写真です。黒竹は4月から6月にかけてタケノコが出てきます。6月から7月にかけて成長が止まり、色づき始めます。
So this is a photograph of a bamboo forest. From April to June or so is when the bamboo first sprouts out of the ground, and then from June to July is when it grows.
はじめは緑色なのですが、12ヶ月から18ヶ月かけて色づきます。写真で言いますと、奥の方の写真が黒竹の竹やぶの写真で、白く囲った写真の方は竹の子が出てきているところの写真であります。
And so when the bamboo first comes out of the ground, it's green, but about 12 to 18 months in, it starts to have typical black bamboo color. The black bamboo you can see on the left-hand side, the sort of background photo of this image. And then in the white, you can see the bamboo sprouts as they're just beginning to grow.
黒竹を育てるには、太陽の光、風通しが必要で、水は自然に任しています。肥料は特に与えません。
For black bamboo to grow, it really needs a lot of sun and air movement. It doesn't really need any fertilizer, so we just make sure that it has the right nutrients that way and it grows well.
近年、黒竹が非常事態となっております。獣による食害、竹の花の問題、協力者という大きな問題に直面しており、危機意識を強く持っています。良いアイデアがあれば、ぜひともお伺いしたいなというふうに思っています。
There is a problem with the sustainability of the bamboo forest in recent years, partially because of predators or pests that sort of eat the bamboo, There's also an issue with the flowers and pollination of the bamboo. So we need some sort of helpers in those departments. So if you have any ideas, we will be waiting for you.
So I think we'd like to look at a little bit about how you harvest the bamboo and gather and go into the forest like these. I believe you have some photographs and some videos about how you do that. Can you share a little bit about the harvesting process, please?
作業の流れを、動画で見ていただきたいと思います。
Okay, I'll show you some videos of the process then of harvesting bamboo.
はい、この動画は私ではなく、私の息子が、作業をしている伐採作業です。伐採をする道具は、ノコギリというものを使います。
So this is my son, actually, not myself, working on the harvesting process with a saw.
黒い竹だけを、伐採しているところです。
So he chooses only the black bamboo to cut.
次に、伐採を終えた、竹は枝を払います。枝を払うための道具は鎌というものを使用します。
And once the bamboo is cut down, then the branches need to be taken off. So he's using a sickle here to trim all of the branches off.
これも一つの熟練のした技というふうになるのかなと思っています。
And so I think this is one of the techniques that comes with experience and is a very important one as well.
はい、この写真は枝を払った竹を束ねて肩に担いで、竹やぶから搬出します。重さは約30キロぐらいあり、とても重労働です。
So as you can see, he is taking the bamboo that has been tied together and carrying it to a pile. Each bundle is about 30 kilograms, so about 60 pounds or more. So it's pretty heavy labor to do this.
はい、この、作業風景は、集めた竹を工場に運ぶためにトラックに積み込んでいるところの、作業風景です。
And this is where we are loading the bamboo onto a truck to bring it to our factory.
はい、この最後の、動画ですけども、次は工場に向けて出発をする様子です。動画の現場は
失礼します。
高知県なので、弊社の和歌山県日高町までは約500キロの距離があり、10時間ぐらいの時間をかけて、移動します。
So this is where he's driving off to take the bamboo to the factory. From Kochi Prefecture, where this was harvested, to our factory in Wakayama, it's about 500 kilometers. So that takes about 10 hours by car to go all that distance.
Yeah, that drive must be amazing. I understand that most of the harvesting is done in the winter time, so it's also winter driving.
そうです。その通りです。
大変ですね。
Must be a very good driver. And with that, can you show us a little bit about how you prepare the bamboo for artists like Chikuunsai? Is there a special process?
はい。工場に運び込まれた時からの、加工までの作業を写真で準備しておりますので、
Okay, I have some photographs of the process to finish the bamboo before handing them over. So let's look at those photos.
はい。この写真は工場に運ばれた竹を天日干しをしてある程度水分を抜き、約800度の火で直接、火炙りをしている作業になります。
So the process is first we let the bamboo dry in the sun for a short while so that some moisture leaves the bamboo. And then we take the bamboo and we actually roast it in a furnace, as you can see, at about 800 degrees centigrade. So it's very hot.
動画で火炙りをしているところの、作業です。
So this is video of the bamboo roasting process.
炙った竹を布で拭き取り、艶出し作業と 万力という道具を使って矯正作業を行います。
So what we do here is we then wipe with a cloth and wipe the oils and moisture away. And as that's done, then the natural sheen of the bamboo comes through. And we use this tool, as you can see, called the mandiki, or I guess you could say 10,000 strong. It would be a very literal translation, but that's the name of this tool used to bend and straighten the bamboo.
竹一本一本は竹の厚み、曲がり具合が違うので、一番気をつけないといけない作業となります。丁寧に作業をすることで、最高品質の商品に仕上げています。
And so this is one of the most important parts of the process because each piece has a different thickness and different requirements in terms of how to bend it. So we take great care with each piece to make sure we're bending it with the correct amount of heat and force.
以上で私のプレゼンテーションを終了させていただきます。ご清聴ありがとうございました。
And that's it for my presentation. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Kanasaki-san. It was fascinating to see the products and how you process the bamboo and the harvesting. It looks like a lot of work. And I imagine that where the bamboo forests are, it's very hard to get to, very steep. So, I would like to invite Chikuunsai Sensei back, kind of open up a conversation between Kanasaki-san and Chikuunsai Sensei. And I'd like to begin with a question to Chikuunsai-san. What is your attraction to the black bamboo and how do you choose when and where to use it in your installations?
そうですね。もう、祖父からずっとこの黒竹っていうのは使ってまして、私がもう小さい頃から、まず近くにあった竹ですね。
So first of all, it was used by my grandfather in his work as well, and this bamboo was always sort of around as I was growing up.
私が小学生の時に初めてカゴを作ったんですけども、その時もこの黒竹を使って小さな花かごを作りました。
The first thing I made was a flower basket when I was in elementary school, and I used this black bamboo as well.
もうこの竹一本一本がですね、全部表情が違うんですね。そしてこの黒の艶が何とも言えなくてですね、やっぱり自然の美しさっていうものが黒竹には存在すると思います。
Each piece of bamboo is completely different, and that's exactly the case with black bamboo. The sheen of this black bamboo is really what sort of captivated me and appealed to me.
弾力性もあって、しかも強いので、インスタレーションにもとても使いやすい竹ですね。
It's also, it bends quite easily and is it very resilient as well. So that's another factor that makes it very useful for my installations as well.
Thank you. And Kanasaki-san, what are the physical characteristics of black bamboo that make it a good choice for Chikuunsai Sensei's installations?
田辺先生ところで使っていただいている黒竹は、ほとんどが、高知県で採れた、黒竹になります。先ほど、説明をさせていただきました太い竹の黒竹が、高知の方でたくさん採れるから、その分を利用していただくことが多いです。
So most of what Chikuunsai is using, most of the bamboo comes from Kochi Prefecture, which is the much thicker version of the black bamboo, which works well for his pieces.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And this, Japanese black bamboo seems to be very rare. You mentioned it's only really growing in two very select areas. What is the importance of Japanese black bamboo and what does it mean to you? I guess I can ask Kanasaki-san first, and then maybe Tanabe Chikuunsai Sensei can reply.
国内で生産されている黒竹は、竹全体の中でも 1% 未満の、生産量しかありません。
So only 1% of the bamboo in Japan, produced in Japan, is black bamboo.
そういった意味で、私は、この希少性の高い素材である黒竹を私の人生をかけて守っていくという使命感を持っている、そういうものです。
So I feel that it's really sort of my life's mission to protect this bamboo because it is so rare. And I feel that I'm sort of been given this duty.
多くの課題はあるわけなんですけども、田辺先生の協力のもとで、先ほどもお話しさせていただきましたように、生産の安定した供給という、その部分においてどうすればいいかということに、いつもご相談に乗っていただいているという、そういう感じです。
Chikuunsai and myself have always spoken about all of the many hurdles that stand between us and sustaining this bamboo, but really we focus on sort of the balanced production of this bamboo.
Sensei, can you offer your perspective, please?
そうですね。やっぱりこの今おっしゃった非常に貴重な珍しい竹、しかもこう一本一本模様が違うということで、私たちこのアートを作る上でもですね、非常にこう面白い作品ができやすいということで、とても使いやすく、いつも貴重に使っています。
So really, it's a valuable and rare type of bamboo, especially because it has this unique patterning on the surface. And so it's very interesting and easy to use for art because of that.
ですからこの竹がなくなるとですね、私のアート作品ということが作れなくなりますし、またインスタレーションもですね、非常にこう、竹の魅力を伝えるインスタレーションというものができにくくなりますね。
And so without it, really, I can't make a lot of the art that I create, and it'll also make creating the installations much, much more difficult without black bamboo.
Well, thank you. I know that Kanasaki-san mentioned that he comes to you for advice on how to help maintain and expand or keep the black bamboo healthy. What do you do together? Do you have to sustain the black bamboo? Chikuunsai sensei, maybe you can address that first.
今、黒竹っていう竹がですね、金崎さんの家族だけで日本中の竹を取ってるんですね。もし金崎さんたちがいなくなるとですね、日本からこの黒竹っていうものが存在できなくなるっていうことが今一つ問題としてあります。
So one problem is that this black bamboo is really mainly being harvested only by Mr. Kanasaki's family. And so without them, it won't be possible for it to continue existing.
昔は黒竹の山もたくさんあったんですけども、今は本当にすごく少ないエリアですね。一家族ができる範囲内の生産量しか得れないんですね。それは理由としては、いろんな竹のそういう需要がなくなったりとか、この取るっていうことが非常に大変なので人手がいない。いろんな意味があるんですけども、非常に危機的状況なわけです。
There used to be many areas where you could get this bamboo, but now they can sort of only handle within a certain area to continue to harvest. And that's partially because there's less demand now, and also because there's less people who are harvesting aside from them as well.
だからその中でこう、アートを作りながら、この需要を増やしていくっていうことが、できないかなということで今、取り組んでいます。
So part of what I'm hoping to do is to increase the demand by creating art with this black bamboo.
Your art is wonderful and it's being shown around the world. I think that's working. I know Kanasaki-san also implements some practices. Maybe he can add a few things and then we can move on to some questions from the audience, perhaps.
はい。まず、今現在取り組み中のものとすれば、山でほとんど、竹やぶがほとんど山のところで生産をされます。山での作業の経験されている方がものすごく少なくなっている関係で、怪我などのリスクが相当ついてきます。そのために、今は耕作放棄地を利用して、新たに平地に植栽をするという活動を3年、4年ぐらい前から始めています。耕作放棄地の情報なんかも地元の方から情報を得て協力を求めているということ。また、いりこに関しては、農家の閑散期をうまく利用してお手伝いをいただくという、そういう声かけもさせていただいています。訴求に関しては、地元の小学生、中学生などの子どもさんに、小物作りを体験していただきながら、黒竹というものを、知っていただくという取り組みも行っています。
So most of this bamboo is found in the mountains, and not a lot of people have experience doing work in the mountains these days. So it's more common for people to get hurt when they do this work. So what we're experimenting with for the last 3 years or so, we've been bringing bamboo and replanting in sort of safer, flatter areas so that they can be harvested a little bit easier. We also use some machinery from local farmers to help us sort of go about it that way. And we also have crafts sort of workshops that we do with elementary and junior high school kids so that they have a little bit of, rapport with this material and have that contact.
Well, thank you again, both of you, very much for your insight. And if you're okay, I'd like to take some questions from the audience. One of which I guess I can address to Chikuunsai Sensei. Regarding black bamboo, are there any traditional, historical, or ritual vernacular uses for black bamboo?
そうですね。伝統的な細かい技法というのは基本的にマダケという竹を使います。で、この黒竹というのは、荒編みといいまして、すごくざっくりとした花籠とか、そういうものに代々作っています。
Mostly for most of Japanese crafts, the variety of bamboo called madake is used. But for kurochiku, for black bamboo, I use it for araami and for creating a lot of woven baskets.
So madake is the blonde or lighter bamboo that you see here in the installation behind me.
そうですね。インスタレーションの白い部分がマダケで、今回この黒竹とマダケを入り口のところは特に混ぜて制作していますね。
Yes, as Tras is saying, it's the lighter shade, and we used both the black bamboo and the lighter madake in the entrance of Japan House as well.
Chikuunsai Sensei, do you see any difference in the strength or flexibility between any of the types of bamboo?
そうですね。私たちはだいたい10種類ぐらいの竹を使うんですけども、竹によって全然性質が違います。特にマダケは非常に硬いですし、黒竹はすごく柔軟性があるっていうことで、こういうオブジェを使うには非常に黒竹というものは使いやすいですね。
We use about 10 different types of bamboo in our work, and each one is very different. The madake is very hard and strong. The black bamboo is more soft and bends much easier.
Thank you. Kanasaki-san, when you heat the black bamboo and straighten it, do they retain the straight shape, or over time do they return to their natural shape, or does the curve return?
先ほど少し説明で触れさせていただいていますが、火炙りをする前に、天日干しをして水分をある程度抜きます。その水分がどれだけ抜けているかによって、矯正をした後、戻るか戻らないかが決まります。
So as I mentioned earlier, we dry the bamboo under the sun first. And so what really makes the difference of whether it returns to the shape before it was bent or not is determined by how much of the moisture is taken out in that first drying process in the sun.
水分が十分抜けていないと、矯正した段階ではまっすぐになったとしてでも、時間が経過するとまた元の曲がった状態に戻ってしまいます。
So if the moisture hasn't been taken out enough in that first process, then in the roasting process, you may get a straight piece of bamboo, but over time it returns to its bent shape.
Thank you. So Tanabe Sensei, Chikuunsai Sensei, when you come and do an installation here in the United States, do you see any support for the preservation of black bamboo forests from either Americans, or if you do an installation in Europe, is there any way for people who enjoy your work to help support the black bamboo and help you in your efforts, both you and Kanasaki-san?
そうですね。現在そのサポートをいただくっていうことはあまりないんですけども、今本当に特に黒竹っていうのは、金崎さんが本当に大変なお仕事の中ですね、もう朝から晩まで働いて、 必死で支えている状況なんですね。まずその日本の竹がですね、現在そういう状況であるっていうことを、まず知っていただくっていうことを、この、展覧会を通して知っていただきたいということがまず一つあります。
So I haven't really received much support in the past, and right now, Mr. Kanasaki is really working from morning to night endlessly to keep this going. And I think the first step really is for people to know that this is happening in Japan, that this bamboo is in danger.
そしてですね、この竹林が存在しないと、私たちはこう竹を作っていくことはできないですし、どうやったらこう自然と人がこう共存していけるのかっていう、それが過去、人がと自然が共存していたように、未来もそれが続けていけるかっていういろんな問題が今あるので、それをこう、金崎さんと一緒にこう考えていくっていうことをぜひジャパンハウスを通してですね、ジャパンハウスの皆さんとか、そのアメリカの皆さんも一緒にこう支えていただけたらなというふうに思います。
So without the actual bamboo forests, we can't produce this bamboo. And so the question of how do we continue, producing this bamboo, I think is really best answered by like this event with Japan House and conversations between myself and Mr. Kanasaki. And through that, we hope that we can receive more support from you all in this effort.
Well, thank you for your time today. Thank you for your answers. I think we'll spread the word and we'll introduce the black bamboo forest to the people that come here, and hopefully they'll be able to venture to Kochi or Wakayama to maybe see them. I'm afraid it's time for us to wrap up. So on behalf of everyone attending the webinar, I'd like to thank Kanasaki-san and Chikuunsai Sensei for their fascinating look at Japanese black bamboo, and thank you, David, for your translation. I hope everybody has been invigorated to support Japanese black bamboo forests and come to Japan House and really see for yourself the beauty within both black bamboo, the madake, and also one more torachiku, tiger bamboo, that he's used in his installation. Thank you for your great questions. I'm sorry we couldn't get to them all. And I'm excited to share that we will have another bamboo-related webinar on December 7th, Wednesday, featuring Yoshihiro Yamagishi, president of Kochi-based bamboo craft product company Taketora, and World Bamboo Ambassador for the World Bamboo Congress. Mr. Yamagishi will talk about tiger bamboo and the many uses of bamboo in Japan and around the world. He's an energizing wizard of all things bamboo, and he'll dive deep into bamboo's ancient benefits, Japanese cultural roles, uses, and future applications. Our Life Cycles exhibition is on display until January 15th, so we hope you can experience it in person. And if you can't, then we hope you enjoy all the information we offer online as we try to share as much content as possible there. We have some wonderful videos. Please check our website. Of course, you can subscribe to our newsletter and keep up on all things Japan House through the newsletter. And once again, thank you for joining us today, and a huge thank you to Kanasaki-san and the incredible Chikuunsai for their time today. Arigatou gozaimasu. Everyone, please enjoy the rest of your day. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
ありがとうございました。